All right, welcome back with a quick little preview here. Sorry this is a little bit late. This is going to be one of my quicker videos as I'm trying to get this out before these games actually take place, and that is going to be previewing the quick tiebreaker matches in the upper division of North America. The schedules got released on such short notice, and I have a feeling that it's going to be that way for other regions, so be on the lookout. If you don't want to miss one of these previews, hit the notification button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So starting in just about an hour by the time you guys are seeing this, we have Evil Geniuses and Undying fighting for that second spot. They are currently tied for second place right now with a 5-2 record each. These teams obviously have met up before, and Evil Geniuses was the one that took the series. But taking a quick look at their past season, Evil Geniuses started off their season by beating Arkosh on December 4th. Now, if you remember that series, game one was almost an Arkosh win. I wouldn't say necessarily almost, but it was not exactly the type of game we expected from EG, but they did get better as the series went on. But then they followed up by losing to both Black and Yellow and Wildcard, not looking like themselves at all in these series. But to their credit, they did manage to turn things around. They get a series win over Simply Two Base before heading into the Christmas break, and then since then they've been playing with MSS in their off lane as opposed to Nightfall, who, from what I can understand, we haven't actually gotten confirmation about this yet, but MSS should still be playing with them. They had taken down 4Zoomers on January 8th, then Undying on January 12th, which of course is this matchup here, and then Quincy Crew they actually beat just last night, January 19th, for a final record of 5-2. For Evil Geniuses, it's been a real turnaround in the season. Even though they got that first win up against Arkosh, it really wasn't all that nice. It wasn't all that pretty. And sure, they head into the Christmas break 2-2, but it's really been this past couple weeks of Dota that has been Evil Geniuses' most impressive. And they've looked really, really good. Now, again, I'm not going to say it specifically because it's MSS joining, but ever since MSS joined, the team has looked fantastic. But again, it could just be other factors of the team gelling maybe a little bit better or having more time to come together as a team and really form their strategies, all that kind of stuff. Now taking a look at Undying here on December 1st, to kick off with a nice win over Wildcard. Wildcard has really come into shape throughout the rest of the season, but notably this first series for Wildcard was one of the roughest, but Undying, of course, being a bigger reason as to why that series was so rough for Wildcard. Simply Two Base, Black and Yellow, and 4Zoomers all get taken down by by Undying, in the next couple weeks. So at this point, Undying is looking fantastic. They're 4-0, looking like one of the best teams in the region. And then they go up against some of the best teams in the region, Quincy Crew and Evil Geniuses, and they struggle a lot to take these guys down, which has notably been Undying's undoing, really, for the past couple of years. Last year, they missed out on both majors due to the fact that they just weren't able to beat these teams reliably enough, and if they did, they just wouldn't be able to beat them in those tiebreakers. So Undying, this is a little bit of deja vu. They've definitely got a chip on their shoulder after last year, and the fact that they've lost their two series up against these two tough teams. They're looking to prove themselves as one of the best teams in the region. They then finish off their season by taking down Arkosh just last night. Taking a look at some stats, Evil Geniuses is second in GPM with 2286, third in XPM with 2729, and second in KDA with a 4.91, whereas Undying leads the way in both GPM and XPM with a 2313 and 2822, but are third in KDA with a 4.41. At the end of the day, we can look at the stats in the past tour all we want, but it's a tiebreaker. It's going to be incredibly unpredictable. It is a best of three series due to the fact that it is just two teams that are tied with the same spot. But again, Evil Geniuses are coming into the series with a lot of momentum, but Undying are coming in with a chip on their shoulder. So I'm really entertained. I'm going to be really entertained watching this series. I'm really excited to see who wins. Part of me is rooting for Undying as the underdog, but again, this could go either way. You guys can let me know who you think wins this series down below, as again, it starts in just a little bit. Following that, later tonight, after this series is done, or if it ends up being a quick series, then at 6 p.m., we have the next tiebreaker for North America's upper division, that being 4Zoomers taking on Wildcard. 4Zoomers, both of these teams have had a little bit of inconsistency in their season, but 4Zoomers has struggled to get back-to-back wins up until late. They start off by beating Black and Yellow, then losing to Quincy Crew after that. Then they beat Simply Two Based and lose to Undying. They follow that up by losing to Evil Geniuses, but then they end off the season with two nice wins over Arkosh and, notably, Wildcard. They end off the season by playing against the team that they're going to be facing off in these tiebreakers for a final record of 4-3. Taking a look at Wildcard now, as mentioned in my previous preview, they start off the season with a really rough loss to Undying. In that series, it really looked like Undying kind of had their heads on backwards. They weren't playing very well, players adjusting to new positions, but to their credit, they turned things around very quickly. They followed that up with a win over Arkosh and then a win over Evil Geniuses, which really was the dagger through the heart for a lot of EG fans at that point. EG was struggling a lot at that point in the season. But to Wildcard's credit, they were playing very well. They unfortunately weren't able to take down Quincy Crew, but they did follow that up with 2 nice wins over Black and Yellow and Simply 2Base before ending off the season on a loss again against 4Zoomers for a 4-3 final record. When it comes to stats, this is actually where we see a little bit of more consistency and more separation between these two teams. So we already saw that 4Zoomers beat Wildcard before, and they actually lead ahead of them in XPM, GPM, and KDA just barely. 4Zoomers is 4th place in the division for all of those with 22.35 GPM, a 26.69 XPM, a 3.7 KDA, whereas Wildcard is sitting in 5th right now with a 21.57 XPM, 26.48 XPM, GPM for the first one, and then 3.15 KDA. So it's kind of written in stone already almost with what position these two teams are in. I mean, 4Zoomers is ahead of them. They've already got 4th place in all the stats. They just previously beat them. But again, tiebreakers can be incredibly unpredictable, and I'm, again, very excited to see who wins this series. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, I'm going to be having a lot of these short notice previews coming up on my channel throughout the next few days. I have my Southeast Asia final week review going up later today as well, so it's going to be a lot of uploads. If you don't want to miss that, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button, especially if you want to be kept in the loop. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in just a little bit. Bye.